Paul Hamilton here for iPad Monthly. Let's take a look at one of my favourite apps at the moment, Scratch Junior. And if you look at iPad Monthly, you'll see a project file. So I'm going to go back and show you how to open that project file to start off with today. So when you click on that, you'll see at the top here there's a little down arrow. That's actually a download file. So I'm going to press that once and hopefully it gives me the option of opening it in the Scratch Junior app. So there we go. And so what that'll do is open up Scratch Junior. And if I go to home now, you'll see this little package here. It says number line, and open it up. And look, I've created this background because it took me a little while to do, but it's actually really, really handy for kids exploring mathematics facts. So down the bottom here, if you've never used Scratch before, it's a simple case of bringing down some code. So I might get Scratch to go 5 this way, and then 3 back the other way. And by pressing that first code, it actually shows Scratch going 5, take away 3, which is actually 2. We can do this a couple of different ways as well in regard to, I'll just change that to 1, change Scratch around. If you haven't used Scratch before, you can do a range of different things in regard to getting him to move around. So what we might do is actually get him to move 10. And you can also do it another way. You can get him to move the same direction, but instead of that way, you can actually introduce integers and plus and minus and actually go -5. So now when I actually press it, it goes up to 10, goes back to 5, and it's a great way of getting kids to use coding and sequential and computational thinking to explore number facts, to explore additions and subtractions, and you can do some pretty nifty things in regard to these different things. So what I might do is go to the yellow code and bring down 2 green flags, then actually go to and get Scratch to go to that way as well as jump to. And now if I press this green flag at the top here, we can actually get Scratch to do the 2 at once. So you might actually start to look at multiples and start to look at how students can look at counting and skipping by 2s. If I press the green at the top, he actually jumps to. So you could actually look at increments by different numbers, for example, 2 or 3, odd numbers, even numbers, and so on. So the hardest thing about this was creating the actual background. I actually went up to backgrounds at the top and actually created those backgrounds. You can see there it took a little bit of work, but you could play around with your own backgrounds or you could use the one that I've created. This is just a fantastic way of introducing code into the maths classroom, and I think we need to look at coding lessons that are actually authentic and engaging and actually don't teach coding by themselves but actually integrate with real life experiences. And I think the mathematics class is a perfect way of doing that. So that's a little lesson on getting kids into Scratch Junior, looking at numbers, exploring multiplication, addition, subtraction, looking from prep to up to grade 2 and 3 and looking at some different things that we can create with Scratch Junior, but also exploring some maths concepts and some digital storytelling as well. Paul Hamilton here, signing off.